All right, this is for real. This is it. I got it right after all. As you can see, I have my sisters with me. Finally, I got it right. I'm telling you, every morning we get up to get this thing done. I usually set up the night before. When I come up in the morning, something will happen to something that I had set up. Facebook will reset it. It's always something. But anyway, to God be the glory. We are overcomers. It's in our DNA to overcome many challenges, and that's what we know how to do. So no wonder challenges always say good morning to us. So once again, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you guys. My name is Mona Chimsaga. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a prophetic name that guides my life. So I love to mention it all the way to the end. And of course, I have my beautiful sisters here with me this morning, and I am going to let them introduce themselves.
My name is Augusta Nasuke. As we said earlier, we are here to debunk false narratives. Thank you for joining.
And my name is Eputus Simon Okube. We're here to discuss with our people. But before we do that, I want to set out a disclaimer. This show is an adult show. It's meant for adults. That's people 18 years and above. Even if you're 50 years and somehow you're not able to reason beyond, the stage of a child, this show might not be for you today. If you're a doctor, an engineer, a professor, but something happened to your brain and you're unable to think critically, we want you to just stay. Let us finish the discussion. You can ask somebody, find out from someone what we discussed. If in your village, women are not allowed to own an opinion, let alone express it, women are not allowed to talk in your village, our show is not for you. If you hate truth, you don't love truth, this show is not for you. But if you are a lover of truth, you hate what is currently going on in Nigeria, no matter your tribe, no matter where you are, no matter your state of education or whatever, but you hate what is going on in Nigeria, and you want to have a discussion that will make us have a nation better than Nigeria, you are a partner. Join us today for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Ekwe. We want to start today's show by informing our people that we have retained a lawyer here in America to help us with the terrorist activities going on in our land. So be it Fulani terrorists, be it freedom-fighting terrorists, anyone terrorizing our people will be met bumper to bumper. So we ask our people, so please send us videos. Our numbers are there. We also attached our email, biafranwomen@gmail.com. Send us those videos. If you're giving a deposition or a testimony, please make sure that there's no noise in the background. Be in a place that is noise-free. Be clear on your words. Be clear on your stories. Don't go back and forth. State the facts. We are going to use this to prosecute those that are terrorizing our people. And mind you, you will be labeled a terrorist if all you're doing is to terrorizing our people in the name of freedom fighting. We, the mothers, are not taking it anymore. We are not interested in what the hell you think you're doing. You must do it by the rule of law. The Fulanis are there terrorizing our people. Instead of you guys to terrorize them back, our women, our children are being terrorized. That's not gonna work. We cannot have dual terrorism going on in our land. So please, call us after the show. Our number has been posted. I am going to pin it afterwards. Give us your information. Send us your videos. We have a lawyer who is monitoring, and soon, Njinjigeji. The terrorism must stop. So thank you. As you guys can see, our topic today is the implications of President Trump executive order on international religious freedom. This happened last week, as many of us are aware of. So we want to dive in and give you guys a little more insight. We are beginning to see light at the end of this tunnel. We know that the Lower Niger Congress, in the words of Mr. Tony Nadi, would like to extend his gratitude to the veteran and Congressman Frank Wolf for the immeasurable support he gave in the push towards concrete U.S. actions on the International Religious Freedom Act, which was mostly deservedly named after him as the Frank R. Wolf International Religious Freedom Act. We thank him for years of labor of love for potential beneficiaries of this U.S. sanctioned religious freedom all over the world, including those of us trapped in distressed federation called Nigeria. Also, we want to send out our profound gratitude to Frank Gaffney and his team from the U.S. Center for Security and Policy, particularly Ms. Dade Lagerson, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, and Stephen Enade for their tenacity, invaluable guidance, and facilitation. And of course, we want to appreciate our erudite lawyer, Tony Nadi, for being so humble and hardworking, even when he was being called names and being antagonized. We also recognize and identify with our Black brothers and sisters in the struggle for justice, because their struggle is our struggle. We want to let them know that we are in solidarity. I'm sorry, I'm about to have a seizure here. With them, that their pain is our pain. Mm-hmm. We feel everything that is going on, and we are part of the group trying to make sure that they have the life or the lives that they deserve. So we are going to start today by having Sister Augusta give us some more information on that religious persecution of the people in Nigeria at the National Press Club, Washington, D.C. in the United States.
All right, thank you, Sister Muna. I will try to read Barrister, we just have to give him his title. Tony Nadi's presentation on religious persecution in Nigeria at the National Press Club, Washington, D.C., USA. The occasion was the second International Religious Freedom Roundtable on January 17, 2019. And the topic was Nigeria at a breaking point, because they heard about it. They heard about the Freedom Park proclamation on the 11th December 2018 at Lagos, a month prior. So they invited Mazi Tony of LLC to this emergency security meeting. By June 5th, he met with Congress, June 11th, Senate, June 15th, he met with the State Department. So I'm going to read out the actual press release that Mazi Tony did. So this is the uncovered spaces as breeding grounds for global terror, the focus on Nigeria and the Lake Chad region, the protocols. As we converge on these hallowed grounds in Washington, D.C. to explore ways of unraveling the intricately intertwined challenges of trans-regional terrorism, ethnic cross-country migration, and socio-political marginalization of indigenous Nigerians. The first question that might come to mind of any casual observer would be, why are we gathered here at the seat of the government of the United States in Washington, D.C. to brainstorm on events and issues raging in faraway West Africa? The answer to this question, to my mind, is quite simply that the world has become a global village in which events and occurrences in one part almost immediately, and invariably impact on others in other part in ways far more significant, either positively or negatively, than the casual observer may perceive. It is in this general context and in the particular context of the three broad issues of concern in Nigeria placed before us by the conveners of this meeting for interrogation and possibly find some resolution, that one would be beaming the searchlights on how the interplay of the currents and dynamics driving and thrown up by these events and issues in faraway Nigeria could impact not only the United States, but also the rest of the global community. It is also in the context that one would be searching for answers from the potential destinations of the negative impact of the events and issues under examination, including the United States. zeroing in on the core of the tripartite phenomenon of trans-regional terrorism, ethnic cross-country migration, and the socio-political marginalization of indigenous Nigerians. The common strand running through the three films to be flowing from and framed by the activities of the trans-regional Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen, terror machineries, ranking first and fourth on the global terror index, with Nigeria having the dubious honor of being home to these two world-acclaimed terror merchants. The nexus chord between the aforementioned tripartite phenomenon, therefore, is the fact that there is a clearly identifiable ethnic group, the Fulani, whose so-called X-men in a trans-border migration setting has been engaged in terrorizing indigenous communities across vast expanses of the Middle Belt and southern Nigeria, creating massive socio-political upheavals at a time that the federal government of Nigeria, as well as the headship of the armed forces, political force, and other armed security services of Nigeria, are almost exclusive in the hands of the Fulani in a manner that spells socio-political marginalization for the indigenous Nigerians. It is pertinent to recall that the governor of Kaduna State, Nasser El-Rufai, in the aftermath of one of the most deadly attacks on indigenous communities in southern Kaduna by the so-called Fulani herdsmen, admitted publicly that the killer herdsmen were Fulani from outside Nigeria, and that he, Rufai, had as governor of Kaduna State, sent large sums of money to those Fulani killer herdsmen in 4 different countries from which they crossed into Nigeria to kill, maim, rape, and dislodge the indigenous communities to appease and persuade them to stop the killings. This removes any conjecture as to the cross-border character of the terror. The question of political marginalization is also self-evident in the accurately clannish and nepotistic appointments of the current president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, who happens to be Fulani himself, and whose only other known vocation after decades of military career is cow breeding. He is also the grand patron of the Metis Allah Cow Breeders Association of Nigeria, the MACBAN, which unabashedly presents itself as the sponsors and spokesperson of the murderous Fulani herdsmen. Being myself an attorney who had for over 20 years been involved in hands-on search for the unraveling of the tripartite phenomenon now under discourse, and working with my compatriots in the Lower Niger Congress, along with our partners in the Eminent Alliance, I can share with us some important findings that may hold the key to the unraveling of the intricately intertwined aforementioned trinity of challenges threatening to consume Nigeria, the Lake Chad Basin, and the Gulf of Guinea. Those findings are: 1, that the most catalytic factor to these multifaceted regional transborder challenges is ethnic Fulani and compounded by the religion, which is jihad. Number 2, that the methods and strategies deployed by these adversarial transborder migrants thrive best in ungoverned spaces. Number 3, that the virus behind the spread of this near intractable trinity of challenges is the failure of the regime of the rule of law in the vast territories currently engulfed by the challenges. Number 4, that the chief enabler of that virus, fueling the failure of the rule of law, is the warped constitutional order imposed and manipulated by the same ethnic forces behind the problematic and adversarial transborder migration, now threatening the already distressed Federation of Nigeria, as well as the stability of the West African sub-region. Number 5, the global Islamic Caliphate and its concomitant terror machinery, which was being challenged and ousted in the Middle East, took advantage of the contiguous and largely ungoverned spaces that sweeps straight from Somalia to northern Mali, birthing in Nigeria, where its local franchise, Boko Haram, was reinforced to seize political power, and now driving a vicious seaward campaign of conquest and colonization, spiced with ethnic cleansing against Nigerians' indigenous communities, and establishing a new fortress for the kind of global Islamic caliphate it sought to establish in Iraq and Syria, which would include Chad, Niger Republic, northern Mali, and adjoining Libya. The resultant behemoth and will endanger the peace of the global community in an unprecedented manner. Number 6, that unless something happens very fast to halt and quarantine this monster rapidly entrenching itself in the Lake Chad region, which Nigeria as its herb, we might suddenly come to where the global community finds itself having to contend with a humongous monster that is armed with vast resources that would include the entire oil gas output from Nigeria, as well as a vast sovereign space measuring more than 5 times the size of Nigeria, with a distressed population in excess of 250 million people. It is against this backdrop of the foregoing and in search of viable solution options that I chose to focus my intervention on establishing the nexus between ungoverned spaces and global terror, with a view to helping persuade the potential destinations of the brewing global terror, especially the US, to act in good time to arrest the situation. Recent examples of this nexus abound around the globe, with Al-Shabaab and Al-Qaeda being the most notorious. So, sisters, let's explain a little bit before we go to the recommendations that Mazi Tony made. Go ahead, Sister Muna or Sister Ekwi.
We can go ahead.
Go ahead. Sister Muna is going ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Our people want to make our people understand, like when we call Tony Nadi, he does not operate alone. We have shown you people this map before of the alliance territory. They gathered together, formed alliance against these people that are killing us. And you can see that he didn't go alone. He went with a team. We know that America intervenes in a lot of places. But something happens, and sometimes some of them do not understand very well what is happening. So there was need for some people to go and sit them down, eyeball to eyeball, and explain things to them. And they will ask questions, and you will answer them. This type of thing is not what you send a letter and go and sleep and say, I sent a letter to someone. That's ridiculous. This type of thing, again, is not something you throw on air. You go on air and yap on radio. No. And for the longest time, you people that have followed us on this show know that we have been telling our people that we have come of age to go to that discussion table, wherever our matters are being discussed. Sit down with them, eyeball to eyeball. We say things, they ask us questions, not like children that are throwing tantrum. Because for the longest time, we know that anywhere there's crisis in Africa, some people have engineered it. Anytime we have controversy, some people come in, engineer it, and make us shout, like in Congo, Rwanda, all these places. Even this recent Black American protest. The Black people came to protest, but some people came into it and started pointing things out so that it will paint the Black people as unreasonable people that are not able to sit down and talk. But we have been saying in this show that we are not unreasonable people. And anybody painting us with that picture is a partner with the enemy. We are people, we have come of age. We are intelligent enough. We have professionals. Any degree you want, we have it. We are able to sit down and negotiate matters pertaining to us. And this is what just happened, my people. And what was the aim? To get the support, to get the Americans to give us the type of support we want.
Exactly.
To form alliance. We told you people that LNC had 3 levels of alliance. The one we call intra-regional alliance. All the people in that lower Niger area, the Jaws, the Robos, and all of them, sit down with them, and they sat down with them for 6 years.
6 years.
They did not take them for granted. They sat down eyeball to eyeball with them and got a declaration from them. That was 2015. Then they moved to the one we call inter-regional alliance. That's with the rest of the Nigerians that are being persecuted. We have them in Yoruba land. We have them in Middle Belt. They met with them and for years formed another alliance, another level of alliance. Then they moved to what we call international imperative.
Yes.
That is to get the stakeholders,
Mm-hmm.
the people that have investment in our land,
Mm-hmm.
that want to protect their land, the people that do not want us to go to war,
Mm-hmm.
because they know that if we go to war, their investment in our land will be affected.
Mm-hmm.
They needed to be brought into the discussion. That's why they moved to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. And then after that discussion, some recommendations were made, which my sister will read out to us. And then immediately, America started acting. So we told you people, like the title, it said the executive order of President Trump. I want to explain to you people what that order means. You see, that executive order has bipartisan support. That means Democrats, Republicans, they are part of that executive order. So that even if a government changes or whatever changes, they are, because we didn't know why it has bipartisan support, because it's a matter of national security. America's security is at stake. By the recommendation, which we will read, which LNC made to Americans, it made them to understand that we are not the only one being the target here. That the enemy coming will use the resources in our land and attack your land.
Mm-hmm.
That's why America stood up. And that's why you're seeing all the things, the changes that you're seeing America making, the decision America is making. And if for you to get to this level, for you to understand the type of people that have played role, because it's not one single man thing. State of Department, United States of Department, they're part of it.
Yes.
National Security Agency of America, they're part of it. U.S. Treasury, because they needed to pass a budget for it. U.S. Diplomacy, Congressional Committees, Frank Wolf, who has been a congressman for 34 years.
Yes.
He worked in coalition with Christian church groups. The people you call U.S. evangelical communities, they're part of it. So this, my people, is not what you just wake up and do overnight. And it's not what you do just by sending a letter. It's something you sit down with the people, with people who call the stakeholders. And they sit down, you tell them, this is what I'm bringing to the table. And they say, this is what we are bringing. Then you form a partnership. This is the type of relationship we have always sought for, my people. We have always wanted people that we invite us so that we sit on the table and discuss with them. Yes. Because we are humans too. And we have heads, we're intelligent. So we say we do not want to be on the middle of the road, running up and down with gun, like hunter gun, and they're chasing us front and back. We say, we have said it in this show, time with that number. We say we have enough people, enough professionals to go and represent us. It's not what one man represents. You will go together. So that's why they needed to go with the Christians being persecuted, because the narrative is to prove to them that what they call farmer
headsman clash is not what it is.
Farmer headsman, it's not real. It's Christian genocide taking place. So they took all the
ethnic cleansing.
Yes, ethnic cleansing. They took all the Christians, the victims, the actual victims, because America, like when you bring some, even those that are finding what that they find. America will tell you, show us the paper where it was published, tell us who was killed, show us the people that were killed. We want that. America does not act like you just be shouting. No. You will sit down. That's how America operates. So that's why they had to move. Do you know what it cost? To get all these victims from Middle Belt that have been massacred, to get their visas, get their travel documents, get them screened, their background history screened. They moved them over to US, to Washington, for Trump to see them. And Trump actually...
And it was on TV, live TV, by the way.
It was, exactly. It was.
Exactly. It was not hidden at all.
It was not hidden.
He actually met Leah Shaibu's mother, shook hands with her. Let me stop for now, my sister.
Yeah, Sister, as you rightly said, this is not what some man or one person just scribble a letter and you send it to White House.
I did. We did. I sent certified mail. One day I spent almost $75 sending mails out. When I was on the other side.
Yeah, because in White House, they screen every letter. I think the president has like an opportunity to read about 3 letters in a week or so. So if you are sending letter, even if you whatever you do, you don't just do that. You understand? There has to be that face-to-face negotiation that we've been talking about, and this is it. So
forming alliance with those that matter.
Exactly. So it's very important, and we've been saying this. Anyway, let's continue with the recommendations that were made. Okay. So now with the recommendations, number 1 recommendation, with the complete collapse.
Sister Augusta, you're off.
Something Hello? Went, okay. Where did I stop?
No, you didn't start.
I didn't start. Okay, now I'm going to read through the recommendations that the LNC presented. Recommendations. Number 1 recommendation. With the complete collapse of the false farmers and herdsmen clashes narrative from the June 5th to 11th, 2019, IRF roundtables at the Capitol Hill, having established the direct nexus between ungoverned spaces and global terror with Nigeria in focus, having also established the causative factors of the failure of rule of law, as well as the centrality of the imposed and thoroughly disputed Constitution of Nigeria to the failed regime of rule of law. It is within the reach of the United States to deploy existing policy strategies to proactively contain these direct threats to its national security, which may begin with a clearly worded resolution of the Congress Senate of the United States, articulating the findings from these June-July 2019 roundtables regarding the clearly established case of Fulani invasion and ethnic cleansing of the indigenous nationalities of Nigeria. The recent failed Ruga Cow Colony Gambit, as well as the 30-day ultimatum of the so-called Coalition of the Northern Youths, are indications of the death of desperation driving the Fulani invasionist. Number 2, in view of the urgency of the multifaceted challenge of the adversarial transborder migration in Nigeria and the Lake Chad Basin, the U.S. administration needs to move more quickly towards appointing a special U.S. envoy. Now, you all got to listen to that. This is Barrister Tony Nadi's recommendation. Appointing a special U.S. envoy. You all got to listen to that. For Nigeria and the Lake Chad region, to immediately rally the resources required to apply the quarantine plan, which will revolve around the swift easing out of the disputed imposed constitutional instrument currently tearing Nigeria down. Offered all stakeholders by the ongoing consensual democratic process of the endangered indigenous nationalities of Nigeria, as embodied by the Freedom Park Proclamation of December 11, 2018. Number 3 recommendation. Considering the ethno-religious factors now identified as fueling the adversarial transborder migration in Nigeria, with the resultant socio-political marginalization of the indigenous nationalities of Nigeria, as enabled by the imposed disputed 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, now on the verge of collapse. The situation in Nigeria closely resembles the terminal stages of the South African apartheid constitution challenge that was resolved by a structured transitioning process between 1990 and 1994. Accordingly, guided by the Freedom Park Proclamation of December 11, 2018, and in the face of the inconclusive Nigerian presidential election of 2019, the greatest assistance the U.S. can offer the distressed and embattled indigenous peoples of Nigeria would be to help shepherd Nigeria into a transitioning to rework the damaged constitutional basis of Nigeria in a manner that would hurt the ethnic-driven transregional terrorism, ethnic cross-country migration, and comprehensively address the long-standing socio-political marginalization of the indigenous nationalities of Nigeria, whilst also arresting the national security threat to the U.S. represented by the current situation in Nigeria. And this is read and compiled by Barrister Tony Nnadi, the Secretary General of Lower Niger Congress, July 16, 2019. All right, sisters, let's dig in.
All right. So as you guys can see, I'm looking up some information here. If you guys go on SaveThePersecutedsChristian.org, you will see this whole document. And Sister Augusta has informed us this was recommendation that was done while we were busy running back and forth here in Houston last year. Our brother was out there presenting on our behalf. And did we join him? No. We are castigating him. I was one of them. Ashamed to say that I was one of them. But it is well. The good thing is that we are not afraid to learn. We are not afraid to say that we have made a mistake. I just want freedom for my people. Can you guys appreciate that? That all we want is freedom for our people. That we do not want to be playing games that is distracting us from getting to our final destination. The evidence is there. Our brother made this recommendation, and our president swiftly carried it out. The evidence is that you guys were reading it and clapping. Some people were even taking credit of another person's work. You know, in America, it's called plagiarism. When somebody else does work, you go steal it, you don't give credit. And all we're saying is that for people to start receiving sense, you are in a group that you know nothing is going on, and when something else is going on somewhere else, you in the group that knows that nothing is going on will take credit for something that you know was never mentioned when you were in the group. That's why we are called the daughters of truth. We are not going to sit where evil is taking over our lands, and we're busy pretending like it's not there. The truth of the matter is that we are at the end of the tunnel, like I started with the beginning of the statement. If only people can understand what it would take for us to complete the few little steps that we have moving forward and stop lying to themselves. That's all it takes, my people. It's not that complicated. The evidence is out there. Even when it's mixed like rice and beans and stew and gina and all this stuff, when you go to truly look, the evidence is there as to who has done what. And we want to give credit to those that are doing whatever they are doing on the other side, whether you're dancing or clapping or shouting, it's okay. It's okay. Continue with your, as a matter of fact, we need everybody to be doing their part. If your part is to be shouting, continue shouting, but don't go and take the credit of the clapping group. Okay? We'll appreciate the shouting. Be honest with your shouting and keep shouting. And then you have the clapping group. Please, by all means, continue clapping. Do not take the credit of the shouting people. That's what we don't want. Neither would you. I tell the clapping person, no. I'm the only one in charge here. You are not allowed to clap. All I want you to do is to shout. That's not going to work. Bottom line is that we need our freedom, and true freedom. Not the freedom where some people will be in charge and they think they are the only owners of the land or the only stakeholders and doing what they want. My sister keeps saying that this is like a puzzle. When you put it together and it's complete, then you get to your destination. Do what you're doing on your side. Whatever it is you're doing, allow your brothers and sisters to do their own on the other side. At the end of the day, we are looking for freedom. You don't get to tell me how to talk. You don't tell me what I can do for my people. If I decide that I want to build what is it called? I don't know, another word for my people. I don't need you to tell me to do so. Whether I'm in your clapping group or dancing group, we need to give credit to who credit is due.
Exactly.
That's all we're saying. Sister, please.
Thank you, Sister Muna. You know, like Sister Muna, she mentioned something about steps. If you're going to climb an upstair, you go with steps. And that's the other presentation. We showed you people these 16 steps
last week
to independence. 16 steps that we needed to climb. And LNC and their partners, the MNN partners, started 1999 to climb these steps. And now they're on step 14, is remaining 15 and 16 to get where they're going. And like we said, part of the step is what you saw happen in Washington. Like Sister Augusta read, by December 2018, they had joint proclamation where, like we said, all these groups came together into an alliance and make a proclamation. Now that proclamation was made in December. By January, America called them in for an emergency national press conference at the National Press Club. They made it emergency because they heard what they presented by 2018 December. January, they made that invitation. Why? Because they knew that if they allow what is going to go uncontrollably, there will be an explosion. And they cannot deal with 200 million refugees. It was important to them. That's why it was an emergency meeting. And in that emergency, they did not invite those that are shouting. They invited those that have been following rule of law. Because nobody wants to deal with chaos. I mean, when we are talking about how to do things in an orderly manner, who do you think they will invite? You think they will invite somebody that is shouting and refusing to listen to instruction? Somebody that is saying, wait, follow instruction. He said, no. They will not invite you. So that's why they invited people that have been following rule of law for 21 years. Following step, because they will be a good partner. So they partnered with them. Say, come in. This your thing you're making, this recommendation, it sounds intelligent. For the first time. That's what we're telling our parents, that victory is here. For the first time, white man looked at black man, say, come and speak to us. We want to listen to you. We can hear what you're saying. We saw what you're doing with your people. Come and talk to us. We are ready to listen. And they actually listened and started acting on recommendations. Because truth does not hide itself. And when we are hearing their recommendations, so that we don't understand where it was coming from. Now, this executive order shall guide America's foreign policy on religious freedom. Because we're trying to explain to our people so that you understand. Because things are flowing, like through people's ear here and there. They don't know what it means. They don't know the implication.
Information overload. Information overload.
Yes. So they don't know what is what. And we said, okay, we left the important things we are doing to come and explain to us the implication of what you're hearing. There was a time you people heard America saying they will not pass through UN. Well, anytime there's crisis, that indigenous people are having crisis anywhere, that they want to go directly with the indigenous people. That because when there's a genocide, for instance, it takes UN 2 years, 3 years before they get there. If you're calling them, please, we are dying, they will not hear. So America said we will not do this anymore. We want to deal directly with indigenous people. And anything America is doing, America does not hide what is doing. Anything you do, if you go to their government website, you will find it. It's not hidden. America does not do hanky-panky meeting. America is not the one that you go under the table and begin meeting and they say nobody is hearing what we're saying. We discuss it under the table, inside the kitchen.
No.
He can't give money to America, an American official that is serving the government. You can't give them money under the table. That money, America, the day they find that, they will bring it open. You are in trouble.
Exactly.
You are in trouble.
The man that was in charge of Trump campaign went to prison, talk less of them.
They would investigate, and to $1, ordinary $1, IRS will come for it. So they don't joke with such things. So this thing shall guide, this executive order shall guide them whenever there's problem with religious freedom to come in and operate. Even Omenani, in our place, people that are burning their shrines, if they prove that you are threatening their life, this order can work for them too.
Exactly.
So, and it will help America to intervene without waiting for UN. US will be able to identify those that are violators and punish them. You can hear the visa ban on Nigeria already. They have already started.
They've already started.
Telling you that America is talk and do. America does not have time to play hanky-panky or that. No, maybe people in Europe, that's what they do. Not America. If America is set to do something, they will follow rule of law because they know that American citizens will ask them questions. American citizens will say, this is where you practice freedom. American citizens will say, President Trump, you went to so place to do something. Why did you do it? So anything they will do, they will first of all secure an act. That's why they have to go and bring in their international act on religious freedom, Frank Wolf, because he has been working on it. They don't do things without having a law guiding them. This Frank Wolf, that they named that act after his name, is the one working in this our freedom. So we're not, it is not children's talk. Now, America wants to hold nations, organizations, and even individuals accountable for persecuting Christians. So even if you belong to one group and you're saying you're a freedom fighter and you're persecuting Christians, setting them up, blackmailing them to be killed by Nigerian police, you are liable. America will finish their investigation and come for you. They don't care. America wants to protect Christians and other religious minorities because America believes in freedom. So now, you see how God is helping us, because part of the steps that we discussed with you last, I think it was last show, is constitutional force majeure, where we pull down the constitution of Nigeria. You see, this order came ahead of that. So it is even helping us. It's a breakthrough. That thing we want to do.
Exactly.
Now, America has access. In case we do so thing and they come killing us, America as a third party can come inside and intervene. So, like we said, this thing is partnership. You do your own part, I do my own part. America is already gone far in doing their own part. In the presentation our brother made, you heard when he said something about Lake Chad Basin. What is happening in Chad Basin? You see, America is already operating there. They have moved in. As you're talking, America is moving. And why we are taking time to explain this into our people is that when two elephants fight, grass might suffer. If you don't understand what America is doing and you're hopping and playing politics up and down, you might fall in and become a casualty by yourself. It won't be America that killed you. It will be that you committed suicide by yourself.
Exactly.
You can already hear Garba trying to play games with some people's name. And people, you don't make the trap that's setting for you.
Big trap.
They want to put you in between two elephants so that they squash you. You don't get it. You don't understand it.
Unintelligent people.
You need to be intelligent. You need to understand. You see, where we are is that if you are not intelligent at this level, in this world now, your own might be over. This is not when you use mentality of buying shoe and selling bag. You know, shoe and bag and shoe sell. Hey, I have shoe to sell. I have bag to sell. I can do cha-cha-cha. I can buchalaria from here to there. It doesn't work anymore. Because the world has become a global village. The world, the people in America have understood that things happening in Nigeria can affect them. Do you know how many Igbos are American citizens? Do you know the number? If there is war, America doesn't want to deal with that type of crisis. It's expensive to America. They don't want to waste money. That's why they will do everything and go to any extent to see that those American citizens living in Nigeria are protected. That is how America goes to war. Please continue. Let me stop here for now.
Sister Costa, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done reading the whole package.
Awesome.
Yeah,
so
we can open the line for our people to call in.
I'm going to open up the line now, so you can call. Our information is there. The phone number here is +1 +1 774-3380942 +1 774 3380942. I'm pinning the number now, so you can call and give us your input, ask questions, concerns. Okay, so I pinned the information. Ask questions or concerns. Give us a call so we can deliberate on this. And we want questions based on what we discussed today. We do not want to digress because a lot of people are not getting it. Unfortunately, the miscreants are still out there doing what they normally do. And this is a topic for matured people that understand where we're going, that we do need this kind of interaction. We do need this kind of reasoning to get ourselves to a safe place. So right now, we don't want to be emotional about it because that's the biggest thing with our people. They are too emotional. Even the emotions are supposed to be left for the women, but our men even carried it. They don't know what to do with their emotions. So we have gone past beyond that. We keep mentioning that the lives of our children depends on us getting this right. And we, the mothers, saying that it must be done right. No matter what it takes, it must be done right. So call us, engage us in a conversation, ask questions, ask clarification. What we are trying to do today is to help to let you guys know where the information is that you're seeing here and there. Because even me, as of last year, I wasn't sure where some of the information that I was seeing was coming from, for us to set up a timeline to help you guys put this in place that you've been seeing and thinking it's over here and it's over there, and see the evidence for yourself, so that we are not confusing ourselves about what other people are doing and what the other people is doing. And we keep saying it's okay, do what you're doing. Do not attack your brothers. Do not take credit for the work of your brothers. Do not go and get credit. I see some people say, oh, Nigerian government, Shehu, Gabu or something. Somebody was posting it here, is giving them credit. So the same Nigerian government that we've been telling the whole world is a criminal is giving you credit and you're taking it. Does that make sense? We are going around telling people all along that they are criminals running this country. They don't know what they are doing. Even their ears were switched over to the other side. And now we're taking credit for the same group of people giving us credit. I don't understand it. So, but anyway, it is what it is. What we need to do is for people to understand that we have to get this right. People need to start taking responsibility. People need to start doing what they need to do. People need to start putting things in place in order for us to get where we're going. We are no longer dancing around. We are no longer waiting. Like my sister said, anytime a black man comes together to do something, some, whether vice or evil forces or whatever, even paid evil forces, will interject to make sure that it doesn't get anywhere, or even delay the process. And we're saying, we know your game. It's enough. We know the game that you're playing. We are just truly tired of it. So give us a call. The number is +1 774 338 0942, +1 774. So you can call this as a phone number or as a WhatsApp. +1 774 338 0942. The same with the WhatsApp. +1 281 634 7283. You can call on both numbers. You can also call us on Messenger, so whichever one that is easier for you. And please do not, we tend to respond more when we're on air, because last week after the show, I came back and I saw so many messages and so many calls. Once I'm done with this, I'm running to go get my stuff done, So this is the time to have the heart-to-heart talk. Sisters, please go ahead.
Yeah, can I add something?
Yes.
They mentioned something that anytime Black people come together to do something, some people come inside. They're called crisis actors. They cash in on whatever is going on. Whatever good that you want to do for yourself, they will interject, make it look like something else. You see, in this our struggle now, what those crisis actors are doing is isolating the Igbo nation. They're isolating us for extermination. They're taking us back to this place. You see, this place, I see, we have shown people a couple of times. You see, this is isolation strategy. When this white people is the little Biafra, all these people, they ganged up against us. It was somebody that made them do that. Somebody played that role into making the rest of all these people surrounding us to be our enemy. And that game is being played again this time around. So anyone that is abusing the Yorubas, anyone that is abusing the Middle Belt, Anyone that is abusing our brothers in Lower Niger, in Niger Delta, the Robos, the Shekaris, calling them pigs, that person is a partner of the enemy. They are part of the people that have been brought over to isolate us, to make us tiny, when we can conveniently form alliance with our neighbors and get a better result. And that's why I'm calling our people, it's time to think critically. Someone is turning you against your brothers and sisters. Someone keeps pulling down our intelligent people, the people that have come into this struggle to do something tangible. Each time they present something that will help the people, someone somewhere does something, blackmails them, calls them armed robbers, calls them scammers, calls them thieves, calls them names, lies against them to bring them down. Does it make sense, my people? Does it make sense that we are being sold in this form? Can't you see what is happening? Can't you see that somebody is isolating you to be exterminated?
And
Somebody is laying ambush. You see, even in combatants, in real war, when you are progressing in war, sometimes your enemy will set up an ambush. You walk into the enemy's camp without knowing. Now, when that happens, the captain will immediately say, backtrack, backtrack. This is the enemy camp. This is an ambush. It's a setup, backtrack. This is an actual combatant war. It's done. And that's what we're telling people. We have been set up. You see, when we're saying this thing, is not for like accusing people falsely. We are saying this is so that you go and do your own investigation. Because we have done ours. We were with this camp. We got to any length, worked with them, made suggestions, brought in things these things that our brother Tony has done. We told them. We didn't even know our brother was doing it. We told them. But each time we present it, they tear it down and throw it away. That's when it became suspicious. Like, what is really going on? Are these people ready to free our people? And this thing we are telling you people, the principal officers in US are aware. They know. But they chose to keep quiet. They told us, keep calm. Some of them, they told us, Baram Miri, Mario Yibanyeni Sigi. Some of them tell you, take your pill, take your chill pill, calm down. Some say, take cold water and pour your head, calm down. Because they know the truth. But they will not come out and tell the people, because at this point, they're afraid that if they tell the people back home in Biafra land, they will call for their heads. So they don't know what to do, and they're keeping quiet, waiting that the people in Biafra land will get the sign. And as God we have is some people in Biafra land, General Miracle, I will call his name, I dare to call his name, because he's awoken. Because we are talking about being awake. There's first phase of awakening to understand the white man, some white men, not all, what they have done to us. The second phase of waking up is knowing that some black people, the warrant chiefs, have been brought over again to take this struggle down. And they started about 7 years ago. Because they knew that the project our brother started 21 years ago is going to lead to our independence. Now, these warrant chiefs were brought over to castigate our people, to tear down important people in the struggle, to call them bad names, to bring them down, and then push you towards war. Ask yourself, if you're going to war, what is your war strategy? What's your ammunition? What's your plan? In Kaduna alone, the Kaduna state, federal government of Nigeria, has where it produces bombs. Officially, guns, everything. How many do you want to import? Ordinary name that we called, oh, bring the head of Buhari. We saw armored tanks move into our region. And those armored tanks have not left you. They're still there.
They're still there.
Are we not thinking? And the person that made that call, that set us up,
ran away. Flew through his fence.
Leaving us.
Also Ben Johnson.
To die. Leaving our people to die. Leaving our brothers. And he told his 28 people that died. My brother is not 28.
Not 28.
From my investigations up to 300. Some people were, they put us in mass grave everywhere. We are telling you it's time to think. Please, wherever you are and listening to us, it's time to think. We do not want unplanned war. And it's even unnecessary at a time like this.
Because we end that on the table at the end of the day. Sisters, we have a call. Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ndukego, your able sister.
Welcome, able sister.
Okay, thank you so very much. I greet you all. I'm so delighted that my sisters are so intelligent. You guys are awesome, brave, highly educated. Anybody could go and hug a transformer or whatever that is closer to them if they don't like it. It's called freedom of speech. How are we going to be talking about freedom of speech, but we're restricting other people's freedom to air their opinions and ideas? It just doesn't make sense. It's like falling from frying pan to the actual fire. So we can't allow that. So I commend you guys for what you're doing. Yeah, I feel so bad that I'm not able to, be participating the way I'm supposed to. But in due time, I will catch up. So I also commend you guys for just keeping it professional. We cannot be restricted. We are mothers. People are dying. Young men and women that are supposed to be the future leaders are dying, and nobody's supposed to die. Nobody's supposed to die. If other people are living or they escaped death, nobody should, sacrifice their own lives for them. So we all live here in USA and the ones in the UK or wherever they are residing. If they are there enjoying the goodness of the country they are, we all are residing, our people back home are not supposed to die. They are even going through so much that on top of it they will die. They are not supposed to die, and we here should stop inflicting more problems on what they are already going through, through our utterances, okay? And I refuse to be a part of a group that whoever is leading it has, lacks the temperament of a good leadership trait. I just refuse to, be part of that. And based on the comments on this broadcast, it's just like, I'm like, this is not your broadcast. Why are you here just, putting all kinds of stuff? Your leadership or your broadcast, when he comes on, none of you ladies, I don't even comment. I can only watch and listen to, as much as I could stand and just get out. But they cannot, they're so unintelligent, uneducated, so irresponsibly behaving that they can just, learn to respect others.
Choma, guess what? We have a appeal for their madness. We have a lawyer now who is asking us to collect evidence.
Yeah, maybe that will help them.
Yes, we are collecting evidence, and very soon
this is
that
terrible.
freedom fighting will be declared a terrorist organization. We are getting videos of the terrorism they are causing in our land, and between you guys and Fulanis, we'll see who the terrorists are. So
a lot of people are crying back home, complaining, wailing, like they're coming after them. Everybody must identify with your opinions and ideas. Come on, what are we doing? This morning I just watched a video made by Pete Edochie. Okay, Pete Edochie, 70-something-year-old veteran, if I may call him that. Okay, just saying how they, some people, which I already know who that is, that was, cursing him, calling him names. Why? Are we united? Are we divided? And I refuse to be part of any group that is divisive. I refuse. I can't do it. And they should learn to respect others. everybody must not come and identify with your opinions and ideas, because that's what it is. We're entitled to our to think for ourselves. So everybody on this platform commenting irresponsibly should just know that they are cowards and they're just unintelligent amoros, touts. They should just go away. They can't stand it. So I thank you, ladies. Let me give others opportunity to add their views.
Thank you, sister. We are not shaking. Like we said, our lawyer is on ground. Thank God for dollars and cents. So we've retained a lawyer. Send us your videos. Send us to the email, biafranwomen@gmail. You can send it via WhatsApp. If anyone is abusing you, terrorizing you in your own land in the name of freedom fighting, we need to know about it. They claim they are not terrorists and they are committing terrorist activities in our land. We need to know about it. Send us the video, including the Fulanis. Be clear on the facts. Be clear on the fact, because this is going to be in court soon. Send us your information. We are no longer going to let people terrorizing us, especially our mothers and our sons. You don't get to do that. Biafra does not belong to you and your touts. Biafra belongs to all of us. If we don't want to join you, offer us a superior argument. Give me a reason why I should join you. It's just that simple. If you feel like you can't, move on. You don't get to come and attack me because I'm no longer part of what you're doing. It doesn't work that way. It does not. You're calling America, the good place America to come and help you, right? Yeah, because but you're busy terrorizing your brothers and sisters. Nah, that's not gonna happen. So give us a call. Our phone number is 774+1 774-338-0942. Again, our topic today is the implication of President Trump's executive order on international religious freedom. Give us a call, clarification questions. We even heard, was it this January that they sent the special envoy to Nigeria? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Immediately after that meeting, yeah.
Yeah. So, caller, your name and where you're calling from. Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Chibose. I'm calling from Ghana.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. I greet your audience and I greet Sister Augusta and Sister Ekwe. The topic today reviewed so many things last week, this week that came out, the report came out. So many people started taking glory, and also Nigerian government knows how to complicate things and they know how to play their game, right? Mm-hmm. Because they know what is plausible deniability. When you run out of any evidence that can hook you. So now people have not really watched the lower Niger Congress platform. They have not seen how things are being done. There is no any person acting as a supreme in the lower Niger Congress. Lower Niger Congress have stated their roadmap, and they continue to dwell where Christians are, because Igbos and the South, we are mainly Christians. It's very, very obvious. Nobody can run out of that. We are much Christians, and we are not the only Christians in Nigeria. We have other Christians in the northern part. People know that we have Christians in the northern part, and there is really no person speaking for these people, because we have seen the Christian president being butchered, being cut off with a cutlass, and just like that. It was only this same Dr. Tony Nadu has been talking about this. Even the Shaibu, the girl that was the Boko Haram, they have been saying this for a long time. And we also saw the video that Nnamdi Kanu said he's not into Christian fighting for Christians. He's fighting for Biafra. And that alone have stated where he belongs. You don't care what happens to Christian, and you normally say every time. But now that the reports have come out, I saw the article they wrote last time, the long article they wrote last time, that this was the copy of what they sent to the US. And you can see that, like what you said earlier, what Sister Equi said earlier, one man cannot just write something and send out. You can write it as many as you have, without endorsement of some people affected also, without their endorsement. They would really not take your write-up or your report serious. So that is why lawyer Tony Nadi have been into negotiations, meeting. I have watched his videos long ago. Even when I don't know what is going on, I have watched his video where is it in Lagos. People came and what he was saying made a lot of sense. I said he makes a lot of sense, but I don't know why he was underground then. I just watched him. I don't know that this platform is something that we need to even come and support it. But it really made sense. I even showed those videos to my friend then. It really made sense. But now that the truth is coming out and the lies and propaganda that have held us down is now being shattered, I urge every one of us to support the movement of the Lower Niger Congress, because it's not something that, it's not like we are forming another country or we are doing another. It's still the same freedom that we are all talking about, but it's in a rightful way, so that we have a country that everybody will have a say. Everybody will have a say legitimately. You will not be shut down. You will not be said you didn't participate in this thing because you didn't participate. You will not get your family. All those kind of threats that all the other platforms are giving to the people. Threatening people. I have seen a lot of videos. That people have been beaten up unnecessarily. People are forced to join a movement that has no structure, has no center. People have been beaten. Many videos are out there. So we all need to know that we need a country that everyone will have a say. Every one of us will have a say. And before we say that there is no Niger Delta, we are making a lot of mistakes. All those people we have to negotiate with them on their current status, who they are. Don't say there is no Niger Delta, because if you say there is no Niger Delta, also there is no Abia State. Because the same federal government that created Abia State from Imo State is the same government that created Niger Delta. So you have to work with them in what they are. That is what Tony Nadi has been doing. Negotiating with these people. He has not come here to say there is no Niger Delta. He acknowledged that these people, this is their current status. It's just a negotiation. Negotiate and don't try to conquer them, and don't try to use a word of conquer, telling them that we are all together, we are one, without even telling them why are we one, without any negotiation. So Mr. Tony Nadi is doing a really very good job. So let us go down and read. Our people don't read. Igbo people, we say we are great people, but we lack knowledge in terms of reading. We have somebody like Jimo Ajibe. But he read internationally, because Igbo self, they don't read.
Hey,
they don't read.
It's true. My brother Randolph, thank you so much.
So I urge everyone to join what the Lower Niger Congress are doing, because this is where we are going. This is what can help us, not propaganda. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you so much. Right, our people definitely don't read, and we have all this world renowned read. To God be the glory for you to progress in life. I'm not kidding you. Don't let your money that you're making at work deceive you. You really have to engage yourself in some reading. Go
Sister
and see.
Amuna, please call the number again. Some people are requesting.
It's pinned on the thing. It's not pinned on your side.
Okay.
It's pinned. It's +1 774 338 0942. +1 774 338 0942. You can also call the WhatsApp. You can call it as a number or as a WhatsApp. Call out your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Precisely, I'm calling from Spain. My name is Onyechuku.
Welcome, Onyechuku. Go ahead. What's your contribution?
I have some question Yeah, I have some questions to ask before I could be able to make a contribution.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me just like you said, everyone has the right of opinion to say whatever. And I found it out from the listening, from what I have learned from them, from the program right now. It sounds to me, but let me go straight to my this daughter of truth, like what I have you people said, that not hungry.
Go, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said this platform or this organization is under Niger Lower Congress. Is it?
No, we're just the daughters of truth. We're just saying what is out there. We are not under anyone, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. What I like, let me just stand on what people, the callers of the callers said and the contribution of the comment I saw. The last caller said that Nnamdi Kanu is not fighting for the Christians in Nigeria. That's
he said he saw a video. He said he saw a video of him
where he said he's not fighting for the Greek Christians. Nnamdi said himself. But this show is not about Nnamdi. Can you ask us question on what we presented, please?
The question I want to ask is this. We are fighting for the freedom of our people, Biafrans. And I know that there are people that make a comply the name Biafra. And the way I'm seeing things going, are we really fighting for Biafra in accord with other organizations that are fighting for Biafra, or are we doing it separately to want to take glory, just like you said? I had this saying about that nobody has to take a glory from other people or stand to take a glory from someone else. That's my question.
Okay, can I answer you now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah, he's listening.
Should I go ahead?
Go ahead.
Thank you for your question. You see, like we have said in our show severally, that we are all about strategies, blueprints. You know, when you say, I want this, we say, okay, what's your strategy? How do you want to get it? Tell us. Then you tell us what it is. We talk about it freely. Everybody will give their own opinion. And then when we are done, we take the superior argument, you know, what makes sense. So now, what we support is not using the name Biafra for sensationalism. Just the way some people are using Boko Haram. People have used Boko Haram to make money because they know once you say Boko Haram, before you say Boko, before you add Haram, people will get agitated and they'll be manipulated emotionally. So some people have used that name to make name. Not that they're not terrorists, but some people are enjoying in it. So in the same way, some people are using the word Biafra to make name for themselves because they know that once you say Biafra, we will get agitated, get emotional, we'll stop being able to think or reason. So we have moved away from all that agitation, that putting hatred in the system, to a place that will sit down and say, show us your blueprint. Show us your action plan from 1 to 2. How many phases do you have? When you do this, how will you do the second one? How will B turn to C? How will C turn to D? Show us, discuss with us. So we have examined so many groups that are making noise about things and found out that they do not have those plans. And what they have in mind is to put us to war and then make us to go back to this 1967 situation where we are this tiny and the whole, this yellow area is the people they made to be our enemies. So all of them became our enemies and they were ready to exterminate us. So we say we don't want to go there. We don't want to be this little Biafra. We want to go into a bigger space where we can collaborate with our neighbors in this whole wide area, work with them, get our independence. Then our people at referendum, we call the nation what they want to call the nation. So everybody, Lower Niger people, Lower Delta, Isoko, Ishekiri, Igbo, everyone, even the Yorubas, we call their own nation what they want to call it. You see, we are returning power to the people. Power to the people. That's democracy. A position where the people will decide what they want to say, what they want to answer, what they want to be. Not you assuming that this is what they want to say and you say you want to speak for them. We will actually have opportunity for the people to express what they want and how they want it. And that's what we're standing for. So that's what my sister told you. Nobody owns us. We own ourselves. We already have that freedom because we live in the land of freedom. We know what freedom is, and we want to extend that freedom to our people. Thank you.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Oh.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
Uh-oh, you're off. Hello? Okay.
No, I'm listening.
No.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I heard what our sister said, but based on what she said, there is no way, because she made it clear now that we don't want to go back to the system of 1967 to 70. But I'm assuring you today, what we are seeing in our land is worse than that is 1967 to 70. We all know that. What we are witnessing today in our land, I don't know, maybe you might not like to call it Biafra, but the eastern part of Nigeria, what they are witnessing today is almost, or even worse than that we witnessed in 1967 to 70. So how do we defend ourselves if we continue, like, it's my opinion, if we continue to beg Nigeria government, ask them also the way you are trying to portray it in a polite way, to give us referendum or to let Biafrans go, because I have to call it by the name. I don't have to pretend.
No, that's not what we're saying.
Biafra is what we are. We know Biafra is what we are. But if you happen to say eastern part of Nigeria, I don't know the name that you want to name it.
We don't want to name it anything, my brother. It's going to be for our people think. This is what we want to. I think today is your first day. We're giving you enough audience. Hold on. Today is the first time you're listening. One of the things that we have said that if you want to go to war,
I was with you last week.
Okay. If you want to go to war, make sure you're ready to go to war.
I'm not saying going to war.
Okay.
I'm standing on what my sister said.
Okay.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
war.
I want to explain a little thing in what I said. I didn't say we should ask Nigeria to give us referendum. No, we say power will return to the people by themselves. We do, according to UN Declaration for Rights of the Indigenous People. Do you understand? So it's what has been done in South Africa, in Namibia, and now you see Southern Cameroon. Already did they see that in Southern Cameroon, when they declared their area, you see the first thing they did was to say the map. They said that where they are talking about is this whole area, because anything you want to do, the first question any sane person will ask you is, can you give us the map of the people you're talking about? That's the first step. Any table you're approaching for negotiation. So we are talking about taking power, that the power we already have, which is sovereignty. Sovereignty belongs to the people. Nobody is taking it from us. It's our own. We were born with it. So we will use that power, organize ourselves, which I've already done. Then go to negotiation table and negotiate our people ourselves away from what is happening to us. While we mentioned 1967, we said 1967, some people turned our neighbors against us. Not that the things happening, we're not saying that the things happening in Biafra land or what Eastern region or whatever. No, it's the same thing happening. We are talking about the solution, the strategy to use to get our people out of it. And this is I'm telling you, before Ojukwu died, Sisi Ono, Chinua Achebe, all these people, they were part of this plan. They said that if they know these details that they know now, they wouldn't have gone to war that time. Because you find out that what happened in that war, it was an emergency war. It was war of defense. So we didn't even understand the whole strategy our enemy was using. We didn't understand what they were using against us. So we just went to defend ourselves. And that's how the whole people gathered against us. They used Yorubas, they used Middle Belt, they used even people in Lower Delta because we did not do our homework properly. And we couldn't have done because it was an emergency war. So but now we've had 50 years to rethink and replan. And we have finished planning And we said it will not help us to just be in enmity with all our neighbors and go it alone again. So we formed an alliance, a strong alliance, so that the people that were minority yesterday we were minority. Today we have become majority. And we are able, with that power, to go and get what we want. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. We have another caller. If you want, you can call us back at a later time. Sister Ekwi will give you. Yeah, so Sister Ekwi, you can call back later on. She can give you more detailed information, so we can give another person a chance. Brother, your name and where you're calling from, or caller, I'm sorry.
Am I coming out clear? I just want to be sure.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. My name is Maz Clifford Chukwemeka Iruanya.
Okay.
I come from Aro Ndionyemobi. Aro Ndionyemobi is in Okuta area in where Moretara.
My brother, hold on, please. Callers, don't call when other people are calling. Let them. Oh, no, another phone. Let them finish. You can. I mean, if it's still on, you can see someone is talking, so you can call afterwards towards the end. Okay, please, callers, try to make it no more than 3 minutes. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, like I said, my name is Clifford Chukwemeka Iruanya. I come from Aro Ndionyemobi, Okuta area, in a state that Murtala Muhammad created in 1976 and called it Imo State. I thank you so much for your show. I want to say one or two things, please. First of all, there are some facts that we must put on the table. Number one is that there is something that exists that is holding Nigeria as a country. There's a social contract. It is called the Constitution. That is FACT, is a fact. Even though it's fraudulent, but it's existing. And that is what is giving Nigeria its sovereignty, its legitimacy, and its recognition in the United Nations. That's number one. Number two is that, like our sister Ekwi said, if you are looking for self-determination, if you are looking for independence, number one thing you must, one thing you must do, the very first thing you want to do is to define the area you are fighting for. There has to be a defined and a settled footprint, or what they call map, of the area you are fighting. That is fact number two. Number three is that for you to embark on anything at all in this life, whether it's self-determination, whether it's going to school, whether it's getting married, whether it's whatever it is, there must be a plan, E-L-A-N, plan. Otherwise, you can also call it a roadmap. Say, for instance, you want to travel from Onitsha to Owerri. You have to have a plan how to move from Onitsha to Owerri. Are you going to Obosi and Oba and Ozobol and all that? Or do you want to go through Newi and go through Okigwe, or you want to go back to Onitsha, Asaba, and then take the east-west road, probably coming through Akuda or come through LL. You must have a plan. There has to be a roadmap of how you want to achieve your objective. And so that brings me to the main point of my calling. My dear sister, I'm very happy, sister, if we mentioned that this program is not about individual. It's not about an organization. This is about telling us how do we get what we are looking for. Therefore, I am submitting and I am suggesting, if people are talking about organization or talking about individuals, I will recommend that you hug them and ask them to give you the roadmap of that organization or the plan of such organization, so that when you have it, at least it will be a guide. You compare it to what we have already in the public domain. Because to me, I believe
that you cannot add nothing to something. You must add something to something. You don't add 1 to 0. You add 1 to 1 in order to get 2 or to get a hybrid. So for people to call...
That's an engineer speaking there.
I'm talking about the people. So I'm rounding up now.
Yes.
I'm rounding up so that I don't take time. So the point I want to make here is that people should request for a roadmap or a plan from their respective organization. And let me say this before I finally round up. Any organization, and I'm going to say it twice, any organization that does not have a publicly available roadmap or plan, that organization is a terrorist organization. Let me repeat myself so that I'll make sure I'm clear. If any organization does not have a publicly available roadmap, a publicly available step-by-step or plan, that organization is truly a terrorist organization.
Agreed.
I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. And it makes sense. Our brother from Spain called asking if we, who do we belong to? We don't belong to anyone. If you are freedom fighting for on behalf of our people, show us your plan, show us your strategy. We'll read it, we'll present it to our people, because our people don't like to read. So our plan is to present, to make the case. Actually, not really, because the case should have already been made, to present the information to our people and help them digest whatever information that is out there. So if you're doing any kind of freedom fighting and you have your strategies and all your processes, send it to us so that we can read it and help our people understand exactly what you're doing. And that's important to us. So thank you, Mazi, for that input. I'll call out your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling. Yes.
Yeah, my name is Humble Mizadi. I am calling from Istanbul. I'm the one who called last time when you people were talking about using Biafra to open the bank. And I am here again because I want to respond to that man. I've been listening to what people are talking there. And first of all, let me address the issue of map. The map of Biafran land is clearly stated according to our tradition and culture. All the indigenes who do wear 2 wrappers in the first place, and all the neighboring borders of Biafran land, they know themselves. The Biafran border is clearly stated, completely outstanding border that everybody knows that as long as your mother is wearing 2 wrappers within that confined.
Is that how you're going to present it to UN with rapper? Okay, so wrap it up and
Hold on.
no. Oh my God.
I want to allow you to speak, please. I know that you people are prepared, and you will cut me now. And before you cut me, let me finish speaking.
Okay.
You have to talk sensibly. We don't accept emotional outbursts.
I know you have started insulting me already. I know this is what you will do. That is why I don't see you.
Oh, phone disconnected. All right. So again, if you are into freedom fighting, he's not a freedom fighter. He said he's called about a bank. So send us your information. Let's bring it up and we can digest it.
So what we're saying.
Go ahead.
So what we're saying is that this map, we're not saying that Biafra does not have a map. We're saying the area you're claiming to be Biafra is not called Biafra. And you cannot present it, like my sister said, to UN or to any sensible organization. The Biafra you're talking of 1967, this is the map. It's tiny. It does not contain all of us. The nation that contains all of us is this area here. It's a map of 1885. And that's why we're using it. And this map, you cannot call it Biafra because it's not Biafra. You'll be lying. So we don't want to build on lies. Nigeria was built on lies. So we don't want to begin to build again on lies. So we want to go and meet the world with facts, figures, things that when you talk, people will respect you. And for the nation we are talking about, we don't want to smuggle our nation through the back door, because we see some people circulating something they call referendum. By who? From who? On what occasion? So we don't want all this type of kind of things that make us look like miscreants. We are professionals, and we have well-read men and women in our land. And we want to do things the right way, according to rules and regulations, internationally acceptable rules. So that's why we're saying, we're not here for name calling, we're here to discuss issues. If you have your issue, you get your evidence and support it, we will negotiate and talk with you.
Okay, some people should, Sister Eko, let me help that guy real quick. Some people should not get it twisted that when you wear double wrapper, then automatically you are a Biafran. No, the exact map, as Sister Eko stated, is that 1885 map. Because they would ask you, what is the exact map? We have treated this on our show. So if you are not smart enough, somebody will just bamboozle you and tell you that Igala people wear double wrapper, that Idoma people wear double wrapper. You know, that kind of a thing.
So
that
you tell UN, around and
UN don't have time for all that thing. They will ask you, where is the exact map, the 8-point strategy of the LNC? Go back and read it. It is in tandem with the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of the Indigenous Peoples. Go and read it. Why don't you guys want to read? You want some buffoon somewhere to be telling you things or giving you ideas where you can read. Go and read, Mr. Zenith, or whatever your name is. Go and read. You're in Istanbul there. There's 24 hours live. There's internet. Go and Google it yourself. Do your own research. Stop listening to one guy that's making money out of your ignorance. Go and read. It is in tandem with the UN Declaration of the Rights of the Indigenous Peoples. If it is not, we will not be talking like this. We have read, we have done our research. Stop behaving like a dog. Go and read.
Sister Augusta, thank you. We have a caller. Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, this is Sister Nduke Great here.
Oh.
So I also want to contribute to that caller's comment, because he ended up not making any comment. Okay. Here in United States, there are Americanizers out there. Okay. They have similar cultures and values, but they are still independent countries. So that identification of tying wrappers and doing all or whatnot doesn't make sense. Okay. All we are saying, the basic fact out there is that you must work with your neighbors. You cannot force your neighbors to believe in your own in your ideas. Let them decide if they want to work with you or if they want to stay on their own. Okay. Now, sisters, I have a question for you guys. Okay. How many times have you guys called into Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast? Can you please tell me? Have you ever called his broadcast?
My sister, the show, the last class said the show is about what we are doing. Don't worry about those people. We are here to, because we have the right package. I hear my name. There's no need to go and bring those people.
It's like comparing night and day.
Yeah.
You know?
But we don't. You're right. I see where you're going.
The reason I asked that question is because if they will call to air or promote their leader or their group, you should just cut them off. Right. If they don't have anything to contribute reasonably to what the discussion is about, just cut them off.
Thank you.
That's my opinion.
Thank you. It makes sense, my sister. It makes sense. It makes sense. So we are not here for the other group. We are here to give you, we're here to present the evidence. Because what our brother there is doing, there's an evidence to support it. It's not a random picture. It's not a Photoshop video. It's not any of that. It's evidently done in the United States Senate. The evidence is there. If you have your evidence, show it without photoshopping. That's all we're saying. So let's not get it twisted. Like she said, if you don't agree with what we are doing here, that's fine. We keep saying that the lives of our children depends on us getting this thing right. You men are not giving birth. You haven't even had your first menses yet. Call out your name and where you're calling from.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Caller, your name and where you're calling from. You're on. Your radio is screaming on your device. It's screaming
Okay.
in the background. Please
Can you
go
hear
ahead.
me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I thank you, my wonderful sisters, for the good work that you guys are doing. I'm your sister calling from Philadelphia. And yeah, the thing about it is that I'm now very happy that we are following a pathway that is showing us the roadmap of where we are going to. We are following a pathway that will enable our people to make their choice. We are following a pathway that is not all about leader. We are following a pathway that is welcoming our neighbors, because we have to be in unity for us to be able to get what we want. We are following a pathway that is not going to end us in a war, because we don't want war. If we follow that pathway of abuses and curses, and igniting hatred, it's going to lead us to war. And we have a lot to lose. So we don't want that pathway. Our people have been made to feel that the other pathway is only the way that we can get what we want. But no, I'm very happy that looking into what the Lower Niger Congress has, looking into the plan, looking into the fact that they have been working on this for over 20 years, silently progressing. Although it hurt me so much that Nnamdi Kanu was made to understand that this approach is the approach that we should go to avoid further killings, to avoid further bloodshed. But no, he didn't want to follow that path. He wanted to continue with his own path. But we don't want his own path, because it's going to lead us into war. So I'm very happy with what is happening today. And I want to let my people know that we should not look focused. We should remain strong. We have an alternative. We have a clear, a real, a genuine alternative by people, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
What we're really going into is something that we have to, use our wisdom. Plan it with people, because we cannot live alone. At the end of the day, we will be able to have what we want. Everybody will be happy. The Yorubas will be happy. Everybody will be happy. We cannot keep dividing ourselves, causing our people, creating hatred, all in the name of reaching a goal. No. Because when we are following you and you cannot even show us a roadmap, the only process that I see is screaming and yelling and cursing. That is not a process. So I want my people to know today that the pathway of Lower Niger Congress is the way that we need to follow if we don't want war. I will say it again. The way that we need to follow, if we don't want war, if we don't want what happened in 1967 to repeat again, is the Lower Niger Congress. My people, I want you people to always keep that at the back of your mind. Any other thing, if you have anything to lose in Nigeria, you better stay away from there.
That is all I have to say. Thank you, my wonderful sisters. May your chi continue to guide and protect you all. Anybody, whosoever, that will plan any evil on your head, it is what is called back to sender.
He said.
Thank you so much.
He said, thank you, sister. That is her opinion. So if you have, like we said, if you have your platform, if you have your strategy towards the freedom of our people, please send us that information so that we can review and share with our people like we are doing today. And let's present the superior argument. So whichever one that makes the most sense, we'll go with it. So far, this makes sense to me. June last year was the time it was the message was delivered to the White House. Now we're seeing the result. Another 1 million years. So I just want freedom for my people. I keep saying this over. I just want freedom for my people. I just want freedom for my people. We do not want to, and if we can do it in such a way where we do not lose our lives and our properties, that is the best route to go. Someone was calling earlier from the 832 number. This is a good time to call. Try not to call when somebody else is calling. Calling back and forth. The person has hung up. This is a good time to call to give your 2 cents. So please, let's not be emotional about this. Like I keep saying, let ndị na-akụ aka, we give you kudos. Ndị na-akụ aka jisi n'ike. Ndị na-eti mkpu jisi n'ike. Ndị na-agba egwu jisi n'ike. Just don't lie against your other people. Don't bring your brother down to go up. Do your own thing on your own side. Do not take credit of something that you did not do. Is that too hard to understand? No, it's only called fairness. What we want is freedom. And our freedom cannot be the freedom that if I don't want to clap because I like to dance, I'm a dancer, then you want me to clap, all of a sudden I cannot come back to the same Biafra. It doesn't make sense. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. When headache, stay in your lane, please. So callers, this is a good time to call, not when other people are speaking. So call and give us your 2 cents. Stay please. Sister Augusta, do you have anything to add?
Hello?
Yes.
Can I talk before they call?
Yes.
As we wait for them.
No, go ahead. I'll let you know.
You see, when we are saying show us your blueprints, we are just being benevolent because we know there's no blueprints. We were there for years. We were with them. We are working with them. So we are not from outside. We gave our money, we gave our energy, we gave our brain, our intellect, we gave everything. But when we notice the inconsistencies, today they will say vote for, they say election boycott. Tomorrow they'll say no vote. Tomorrow they'll say, this year is the referendum. Tomorrow they say no. At the time I had to tell them one group, I said, please, don't tell us referendum, making us to pay money. If you fix a date for referendum and it's already recognized, we can call this committee anymore again. So today you say the politicians are evil. Tomorrow you say tomorrow you start collecting rice from them and sharing our people. Tomorrow they're attending your burial, the burial of your people. Today you are Jewish. You say whatever you're looking for is a Jewish state. You're shouting Elohim here and there. Tomorrow you have become a Biafran again. And then today you say Igbos are the worst people on earth. Tomorrow you want to collect money from them and use it to support Nigerian Christians. So there are a lot of inconsistency and things that do not make sense, which we noticed. We were not told. We know. We saw them eyeball to eyeball. The lead gang, when he visited Houston, we spoke to him. We knew they had no plan for our people. And that's why you see them go into panic attack when you tell them they don't have plan. They start shouting, threatening you. They already clean our women back home. The women that dare to ask them questions. The videos are all over. Our children. Akwara is still arrested. It's somebody that set him up. That's setting our people up and killing them. It's the same thing. And that's what we're telling our people. Like the group of those 4 Biafrans that they call their names and blackmail. They were yelling. When they were crying, we told them this thing is the same thing they've been doing. They did it to Clifford. They did it to everybody. Anytime you are very constructive and you want to do anything, if you're a leader in any group, in that charade that they're running, if you're doing things that will make the group move forward, their leader, their gang will come and remove you and scatter the people you gathered. It happened in Houston. It has happened in Houston 2 times. So we know. My dearest was the coordinator there. So we are not talking from outside. So for those of you that are not reasoning, you should know the caliber of people you're discussing with. We were inside that place. We were inside, not outside. Inside, and there was nothing. And for 1 year, we have warned you people. Initially, we were not speaking. If you go to some of our videos, go back to YouTube. Initially, we are not categorical about the. We are not calling names. Initially, we were speaking in parables.
For those that are
saying
smart.
Receive sense. Yes, receive sense. We are speaking to you in parables. We didn't want to call names. But when you refuse to receive sense and refuse to go and like do what you're supposed to do, your homework, we decided to start bringing the names out. Become very like direct, telling you where to go, where to find your information. So my people say that truth is like daylight. You don't need touch to see it. If you're honest. It's just that there's some people that are running that organization are not honest. What they did now, let me explain to you, my people, is that they have now shared the booty. So Anambra State, when they collect their money, they send it to one particular guy's account. So that one is being settled. Some are receiving monthly allowance, in dollars, in hard currency, some in pounds, How do you think those people will bring freedom for you? They won't want the business to end. They've already got what they wanted. Some of them that have never entered flight before, now they are entering first class. So the end is there for them already. They have shared what they want. And that's why you're seeing what you're saying. For my people that are shouting, my dear Biafran people that are back home saying, hey, Onisi didn't know. Onisi didn't know. No, he knows. They planned together. They planned all this together. And you see them sending threats. And like my sister Muna said, that your threats will not make sense to us because we are here. We are stakeholders. It's our father's land we're talking about, not your father's land. It's our father's land. We're here to restore it. So you sending threats and doing all that you're doing, it will not make sense to you. And we have decided, like she said, to get ourselves protected. So like we talk of threats, there's one here, it was a threat. This is one of them. You see, as muscular as he is, you think he will go and use all these his muscles to kill Fulanis, destroy them. No, but he will not. His life is already good. So he's outside in diaspora. He's having fun. He doesn't care about what is happening to our people. So he will come. He wants to support his chief gang without asking him what he's doing exactly. Then when you now say, think, he will start fighting you. They will bring everything. Some back home they've killed. And that's why my sister was saying very soon, those people you're supporting might be declared a
terrorist organization, and you will be part of it. Your name will be on the list. We are doing our homework.
Because investigation is going on now. Videos are coming out, and those videos are going to the right places. We live in America, for crying out loud. This is not where, it's not a no-nonsense place. It's where they don't joke with their citizens. They don't joke with their people. And they will go to any lengths to investigate. It's not like Nigeria where you do all the things, go there, beat the women, drag them on the floor, break their heads, use machetes to cut their head, do this and do that. No, you don't do that here. Even ordinary threat, ordinary name, ordinary threat on Facebook, ordinary thing that you put on this is enough for you to be picked up. So that's why we're just for your interest, for your own interests. You better mind who you support. Because when the chiefs are down, you might be where you don't want to be.
Exactly. Call out your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Johnny. I'm calling from Texas.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. I have taken a close look at what's going on with our people. Sometimes you log in online to these programs and I see people just mounting all kinds of ignorance when it comes to what is happening. And these are usually followers of Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB. And I listen to these people and it just baffles the mind. But as I think about it, one thing comes to mind, and that is the cult of personality. When the cult of personality is so powerful that it can block a human being from thinking reasonably and responsibly. You look at a country like North Korea and you sit back and you're like, why are those people taking this nonsense from this man? But they are. The truth is that they are. They believe he's God. So whatever he says, they believe. So it's when I remember 1979, This might not be the best example. 1979 gubernatorial debate election in Nigeria, in Imo State, when a candidate said that Zik could not win because the two Igbo states were not going to be able to give him the votes that he needed. And people lost their minds. How dare you say that about Zik? Because they had come to believe that Zik is God, that Zik can do the impossible. Even though
the numbers doesn't make sense. Yes.
But people came to the point where they believed that this man, in fact, I had as a little kid that he had the key to the river Niger. If he unhooked it, that water would just fill everywhere. We had all kinds of amazing things. We heard about a Zik that could disappear into thin air. We as human beings, we as people can create myths of mythological figures of human beings, and before you know it, that person has become God who can do no wrong. Every law in the books regarding how you gain your freedom is totally in opposition to what IPOB is doing. IPOB is not doing anything. All that you see is Photoshop and the things made up online. These guys they do not have any credible footing in the United Nations, not in the United States. There is no government on earth that is negotiating with IPOB for anything, but the people behind them believe it. Do your research. The research is out there. In fact, just call the United Nations and tell them, call the United States government, call the European Union. All this information is out there. There's nothing out there that IPOB is doing that is on its way to give you the freedom that you are looking for. It does not exist. So, but our people will still want to believe that. Why? Because their minds, they have subjected themselves under the ownership of another person. Nnamdi Kanu thinks for them. It is what he says that they believe. Their own judgment is blocked. That is where we are. And you are not going to be able to. In fact, I support the caller who called at the time and said, don't give them time on your show. Don't waste your time with them. It's not beneficial. This thing is a spiritual problem. These people have subjected themselves to somebody. And they are even afraid that I do believe that many of these people think that if they actually start questioning him, that something bad will happen to them. That is exactly where they are. It is called mental enslavement. These individuals are enslaved because nobody who actually reads and studies the laws and understands how you gain your freedom will sit back there and watch some guy sitting in a radio station in England telling him he's going to deliver it for them and believe it.
Right. Bias and round up. Thank you so much.
Yes. So I'm going to round up. Yes, thank you very much. It's just continue what you're doing. You're doing a great job. I applaud what you're doing. I wish more people can speak up. But just don't waste much energy with the IPOB guy, the IPOB people, because they are not thinking the right way. Their judgment is not there yet. When their judgment arrives, then you can have conversation with them. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. That's his opinion. So, like we keep saying,
is there anybody?
Huh?
Colin?
No.
Is there
No, go ahead.
I go ahead. You know, when the brother said, do your own investigation, I had that moment of realization. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I have a colleague of mine that the younger brother works in UN, and I was like, okay, we are making a case because he wants to know. He's from Cameroon. So that our case is pushing. He has been submitted. He's in UN. He just help me find out. He said, okay, I'll ask him. My dear, he came back, he said there's nothing like that. I said, no, he didn't look well. I said, you know this thing, maybe they use a name like in disguise. Did you check? You didn't see this name, Toso name and everything. He said, my dear sister, I didn't see anything like that. I still could not believe him. I was like, maybe they didn't look well. You now begin to know me why some key people in US, our people in US, that when you talk to them about our independence, say we have gone to UN and everything, you are looking at them like fools. And they refuse to join what we are doing then. I mean, because this we are talking, we are coordinators these places. We are wondering that why are our people, the intelligent ones, not listening to us? That's why the people he's calling fools and saying they won't enter Biafra that he's building, the online Biafra that he's building, you know. And we found out that because these people are connected in some places, and they found out that we are being fooled. And that's why they did not join. And now that we are selling the right thing, you see, we are making alliance with people that matter. These people are the ones that even call us. Because now we are making sense. We are not ready to be, but somebody cannot discuss with us. You didn't know before we had to disown our friends and family members.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't buy the market that we are selling. Our Messiah is here. This is Supremo. They look at us. I thought you were intelligent. What is happening to you? By that, we disown them. But now we are going back to them and say, sorry, we didn't know. They do all one night to us. And are coming together. So let me leave you to talk to somebody. Somebody on the call, right?
Call out your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, my people. Good morning from here.
Good.
My name is Austin Manaus.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Brazil.
Good morning.
And my sister, especially Mona Chimusaga, you know, I love you so much. I love what you people are doing for what you have already done for a long time, concerning about this struggle. All these things is happening for a long time. You know, I'm always here following you people and trying to see that if you people can, we can join hands together again, or you people can reason as a human, then we can join hands and push this forward. For example, the reason why I'm calling this right now is because of the map. This is our black sister, you know, always showing map of nonsense of a thing. You know, they are saying that all the Biafra people do for fight for Biafra during the 1967 of a thing. And the turning out, they bring out this topic of a map of a thing. This is not the issue, and it's not what we are supposed to be talking about right now. I thought that at this point of time, we have to see how to push, because why I say this, it's not only Biafra, it's not only Igbos fight for Biafra. That is why I want you to understand. All this map of a thing is nonsense, and it doesn't exist for anything. Do you understand? Well, people fight for Biafra is for each down region, not this rubbish of a thing, of a thing. And I'm not against what you people are doing, and I want you people to do something right. Or if you people want to help our people to fight for Biafra, or to help our people, as you people say that you people are daughters of truth. You want to stand for the truth, and you want to fight for the truth. You want to fight for the people, Thank you for that, and I love that. The point is this. What have you people achieved? Have you ever bring something, tell us, look at what we have already done, or see the protest, or see what we are doing to save the humanity, or to save our people from this thing. After everything, even the social media, we are calling that the cargo rubbish of the other one calling John Boyson, the other one calling. If you go to Nigeria, who they are mentioning is the same man. You people are calling, saying that he's not doing anything. The other one say he come from South Korea. I never ever hear one day.
Are you still listening to this guy, Zamuna? Please, we don't have that type of time.
Yeah.
Because it will make our show to be too long and people will not listen. Obviously, he did not listen to the presentation that we made, and that we're saying that we're not here to worship human beings. We're here, we have said, what have you achieved? We have
they keep asking what we have done. My
Sister Muna, if I may just
hold on. I don't have to go on radio and shout like you guys to show you what I have done. Neither do I need to come up with fake pictures of something that did not happen. So the good news is that we are doing something for our people. Unfortunately, you think it's one way that it has to be done, but for us, it's not one way that it has to be completed. So work is being going on, because we are not on Facebook showing you this, convincing. I don't need to convince you that I'm working for.
No, but the truth, my sister, sorry, I'm not cutting you. The truth is that it's on Facebook. You know, if you go to the website for LNC, you see what has been achieved. If you go to Tony Nadi's website, the man that he's calling them now, because that's what we're saying. It is not about name calling. You see, it's the process we have chosen to follow. Results are innumerable there. We have shown you the things. We are showing you this thing is in public domain. This is the blocks of the things that needed to be done, and they've been done. Solemn assembly has been done. All the solemn assemblies for all these the blocks, the federating blocks. Right. So if people want anarchy, Because you're crisis actors. These are people who call crisis actors. You want anarchy when there's trouble everywhere, noise everywhere, confusion everywhere. To you, that is something being done. But to us, those that like methodology, that is nothing being done. That is nothing. You're not doing nothing. All you're doing is make noise. And we're saying that this noise making started 7 years ago and is distracting the work underground. For about 20 years, work has started going on. Now we saw some of the recent things. You saw US put Nigeria in a special watch list. It's somebody that did it. That's part of the result. You see, UN declared that they would deal directly with indigenous people that have crisis. That is results. You see, US sent special envoy. The UN to come in. UN came into Nigeria, did their own presentations, said that the constitution of Nigeria is a pressure cooker waiting to explode. Work is going on, but if you're not intelligent enough to see the work and the results, you say nothing is happening. And it won't be my fault. I did not tell you not to go to school, did I? And there's still opportunity, because even if you didn't go to school, you're not able to understand the results. You can call your children that went to school, say, go to this website, read this thing and explain it to me. That's humility. And people should learn. That's what we're saying. But if you refuse to learn, there's no problem. We won't do anything to you because we're different. We're not threatening people. We're just saying that there's nothing we can do for you. You will just be making noise. But the danger of it is that with the work being done, we can see America and Israel in Chad. You saw what they did in Chad. And they're moving into our area to finish up. Do you understand? Because they have an enemy that they're after. It's not us. There's an enemy in our land. Our enemy is their enemy. And I tell you, an enemy to my enemy is my friend. I'll repeat it. An enemy to my enemy is my friend. So we are tapping into what they're doing already to get our freedom. And it's common sense. But you say you don't want, you want to use your head to hit transformer. Okay, the hit from transformer will destroy you, not us. We are only warning people so that you don't become casualty for something you don't know. You make too much noise, it will work in easy, but it won't be anybody's fault. Go ahead, please.
Right. Sister Augusta, go ahead before we take a call. Somebody is calling.
Okay, somebody calling right now?
They hung up, they may call right back.
Okay. Yeah, as Sister Ekra, the guy was saying that if you go back to East and they will see all what Nnamdi has been doing. In all honesty, I just came back from the East. And there was that you couldn't even find a Biafran flag on the streets of Owerri. I'll tell you exactly where I went to. You couldn't even find a Biafran flag on the streets of Owerri. I tried to get those people to be conscious about what is going on.
He buried his parents.
They told me
the flag there?
Exactly.
Did he put the flag in the
They told me not to ever mention that name here. That guy has caused more harm than good. And I was trying to, portray him in a decent light. They were like, no, don't go there. We have a caller?
Yes.
Okay.
Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm one of your sisters. I'm calling back again because of what I've been hearing from the callers that are calling in. Yes. What I want to say is this. Does it mean that our people don't like the truth? Our people don't like to see something that is clear. People are calling in and asking, what have you done? What have you done? What do you want to hear? The Nnamdi Kanu that you have been following, what has he done apart from collecting money? What has he done? Apart from screaming, yelling, abusing people, creating hatred, what has he done? You have the audacity to call and ask, what have you done? Meanwhile, where you are, you have done nothing except killing our people, killing our sons, killing our fathers, killing our mothers. Right now, what you people are now doing is going in, threatening people, controlling people, threatening people's lives. That is what you have done. And you are coming here to ask, what have we done? What do you want to hear? All you people want is war, because you have nothing to lose. We don't want war. You are asking, what have you done? If you don't want to go in and put your ears down and really read and follow through, you will see what we have done. Because where you are, the only thing that you are doing there is screaming, abusing people, killing people, doing all kinds of things. There are evidences to show that. So stop coming here to ask us, what have we done? What have we done? Because your the kind of have done nothing apart from screaming, yelling, and collecting money. He's busy calling Nigeria a zoo. But his own sister is still working with that zoo as a policeman. He's there in London, having fun and igniting fire. It's only a fool that will come out and get killed. If you people don't listen and take advices and you come up and you get killed, you will have yourself to blame. You will have your family to blame. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. They keep trying to twist this thing around. And we understand that people are in a case of, you know, when you're a housewife, you never work for 30 years and your husband is doing all kinds of stuff. You won't believe it. Even when he brings somebody and sleep with your maid, you don't have anywhere to go. You're old, you're fat, you're overgrown, you don't know what to do. So you pretend like the maid was a pillow because that's all you can do to survive. So our people are in the process now where that all they can do is to pretend like what is there is doing something so that they can remain where they are, because the desperation is that much. The desperation is natural, so you can't even face the truth. So we are not here to sell to, what is it called? It's not even about me. I wish I'm the one doing all the things that Tony and Nadi is doing. You know, we're just saying give credit to who credit is due. Give credit to who's credit. Do your thing or whatever. This guy is working and we are seeing results. So if you have your own result, do not Photoshop it. Do not go and give us fake news. Do not go and call the same Nigerian government that we're supposed to call criminals to give you credit. Give us a credible information for us to share with our people, not propaganda. And most of all, stop threatening our people. We will not take any terrorism in our land. The terrorism of Fulani Nuhapreba is bad enough. We will not take brother to brotherhood terrorism because I don't want to dance with you. It will not work. So again, we want to remind you guys that we have retained a lawyer. She said, and it's a female, by the way, because we know not female, they're the one that is going to get us where we're going. If you are giving a video testimony, please make it clear. Try to reduce the noise around you so that she can hear on your America, so she can understand what you're saying. I'm going to interpret. If you can speak English, that's fine. You can speak Igbo, but let it be clear so that it's not difficult. Send us the information because we need to show a credible evidence that some people have turned their freedom fighting into a terrorist organization.
Yeah, that is what it has become. Because you see women like us and you call us names, you label us. You can be sued for libel in case you don't know. You can be sued for a whole lot of stuff. You understand? So I really don't get the guy that is saying, what have we done? We are even opening your eyes so that you can remain alive to yourself and to your children. That's good enough, in case you don't understand. Yeah, Nnamdi has not done anything for our people than to siphon money. That's all, period. Period. He has not. And for people that are saying, oh, maybe he doesn't know that people are terrorizing, the Basiga that is terrorizing our women and children, terrorizing an elderly lady, asking her, do you want me to kill you? What does? Are you telling me you're a freedom fighter? And you're asking the woman, do you want me to kill you? And the woman said, my mother crying at the center of her head, broken. Her back beaten. Every part beaten. And you say your IPOB, whiter than white, whiter than snow, whatever. That is a bunch of liars. We cannot continue to tolerate that rubbish. We cannot. What have we done? You are killing our people and you tell us you are giving us freedom. What kind of a freedom one man gets for you? That freedom is going to become a tyrant if he does that. If he gets the freedom for you, he's going to become a tyrant. It will become, whatever he said will be final. For how long are we going to tolerate that? And we're telling our people that we cannot leave the zoo. You call Nigeria a zoo. We cannot leave the zoo and move into a museum. There's a difference. He's telling you people to tear your Nigerian passport. Meanwhile, he still travels around with that. He's telling you people to tear your Nigerian passport. His younger brother, fine boy, whatever, is traveling up and down with that. Can't you see that his family has really been elevated recently? They all look like a Japan. Meanwhile, you're the one carrying flag on the streets. They already designers outfit. Meanwhile, you're the one tying leaves and painting your face with chalk and all that, fighting on their behalf. His Radio Biafra is an LLC. His Radio Biafra is limited liability. How can you tell me you are fighting for us and you are registered as a company? Can you register as a company as a freedom fighter? So what are we talking about? Here in the United States, he does not pay taxes to IRS. Yet he's asking for money, asking you all to donate. When IRS will investigate you, you will find out that you're part of the terrorist organization. People should wake up, go and read, do your research. Do your research, read. Why are you so lazy to read?
It's insane, my sister.
And
And I do want
talking about.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Family member coming. When because he said for the longest time he was avoiding the American Biafrans because he knows they're intelligent and they know what to ask. He was avoiding them. So by the time they now came, we are talking about family members not being part of what it. We found out that the partner, the spouse, they don't even know what we're doing. In public place, she did not even have any flag or anything to present anywhere. We are the ones that did pin-up. Say, my sister, stop disgracing us. Take this pin-up. You are the leader of Supremo, the wife of the Supremo. You need to have something on your body to show. Don't come in public places without something that will show. We bought that thing and gave it to her. Say, pin it up. You're disgracing us. But then we are thinking that they will be salvageable. Thought it was until we now met the lead gang, now like, oh, the apple got bad from the head.
From the head.
Everyone said, you know what? Forget it.
This guy is a left-wing tyrant, man.
This road is leading inside the Igbo forest. There's no road. And we turned back. And that's what we're calling our people. It's time to think. Ask questions. This question you're trying to ask us. Ask your Supremo.
Ask him. You have not called your Supremo to ask him questions. He keeps telling you it's command and control. You can ask him, where are we? Where are we right now? Where are we going to? Well, you can't even ask him. And you're telling me that because everybody ties double wrapper. Don't you know that some Yoruba people tie double wrapper? You don't know? They tie one that will be salted and the other one they will do it like this. Is it not double wrapper? Then does that mean that they are Biafrans? The guy is one of our men. Why the guy is so gullible? You are accepting every nonsense that the guy is telling you. You are consuming it, taking it as if it's the truth. What happens to investigative journalism? Investigate. You don't even have to go to journalism school for you to know how to investigate. Google is there. Google is your friend. If you can't get it from Google, ask people that know. They will explain it better to you. You don't want to investigate. You don't want to read. We've told you go and read the UN declaration and compare it with what LNC is doing. You don't want to read. And you are telling us that we are Sabo. Meanwhile, the main Sabo is collecting all the money from you. There is no accountability. Nene is his aunt or sister or whatever. And you guys are not asking questions.
It is insane. The most important thing is that, like we keep saying, that we, the mothers of the land, is insisting that you do things right. You're not going to get it from emotional outbursts. You're not going to get it by giving us wrong information. You're not going to get it by leaving who you're supposed to be asking questions to come on air and ask us what we have done. I can show you my credit card. You guys are still owing me $17.50 that has not been paid. So don't ask me what I did, because if I bring it out, shame will be upon you. Don't come and ask me what I did. All I want is freedom for my people. And we keep trying to leave it at that, but the people that think it's either your way or no way. If we start showing you guys evidence, shame will be upon you and your group. So don't get it twisted. We do want to remind our people once again, this is important to me because we know how much we paid that lawyer to retain her. Send us your videos. Be clear on what happened. We are working on declaring some freedom fighters terrorists. If they don't stop beating our women, our children, going around and causing mayhem, before you know it, you yourself, because they will call. FBI will investigate and go and collect all the list of all the names. Before you know, you wake up as a terrorist. Your name will be on a terrorist list. Leave our mothers alone. Leave our sisters alone. Your enemies are the Fulanis. They are right in your backyard. Go and deal with them. That's what you need to do. Any day we get videos, because this is not before. Our people don't have a coordinated places to send their grievances. Send it to us. We have done our homework, because it's all about doing the homework. We fight fire with fire, bumper to bumper, any way you want it. But things must be done right. Because this nation that we are looking for will be a nation for all. Whether you're blind, whether you're a cripple, whether you're cheating on yourself, you will have the freedom that you deserve. It's not going to be the one that belongs to one group only. No, it will not happen that way. And then we will have a law that is applicable to Okena and Gwere and them one and them mother. Because that's how it's going to do that. Even if it's your mother. My mother comes in and breaks the rules, my mother will face the fullness of the law. It's just that simple. Nothing like, hey, well, is this? No. It must be done right. So bottom line, if you don't want to get in the trap, you just follow the rule of the law. That's it. It's just that simple. So don't think this country belongs to you. This nation, you're the only stakeholder because you're the one making noise online. No. No, people that have properties on ground are making sure that their stuff are not being destroyed. So that's why they won't follow us when we were on the other side screaming. Whereas our plan is to blow up their properties and blow up their distance. We need to offer people superior argument. That's what you need to do. It's not by threat. It's not by using F word. It's not by calling a shower. By the way, the ashawo, the prostitute, what is the other one? All the names. We don't care. We don't care. But you know, anytime you mention ashawo, that's your mother, that's your sister, that's your daughter's generation 1 million to come. That's the ashawo. We are so done with that. We are here to take back our land, our father's land, for the betterment of our children, for the next generation to come. So don't get it twisted. That land does not belong to you. Neither does it belong to the Fulani who happen Azolo. Ha ne terrorize a rape woman. Work is being done. Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
To accept, press 1.
Oh.
To send.
Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm calling from Germany. My name is Casey.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I just want to contribute with him. Between I just a talk for the matter. My contribution my contribution is this. I just want to say to you people, if that there's any organization or whatever you people are doing, just to concentrate on it and forget about IPOB, Nadekalo, or whatever. You are not IPOB. The IPOB, whatever they are doing is secret and it's not opening. So you have to bring your own idea. Let us push a struggle ahead. It's not that condemning one group or we all are Igbos, the same people that are fighting for the struggle. But it's not by sitting condemning your fellow Igbos, condemning this, condemning that. Mm-hmm. That is not the right thing. Always, I saw your program, but I never listened to your program for once. It's just today, I just feel relaxed. I just think like to listen to this lady. What are they saying? So I just tap my ear and just listen. I was back in the days when I listened to you, I will just scroll you up. I know that you are talking about Biafra issue, Biafra struggling, but now I just think like to listen to you very well. But I see that for you now to talking about the Biafra, how we can push on. I'm seeing that you are bringing division inside the issue. Some people will be upset, some people will not be upset. But when Nnamdi Kanu did not start this struggle, nobody come out. Nobody dared to come out to talk about Biafra. This is the only man that started it before everybody have the guts to come.
How do you know? Somebody started it 21 years ago.
The
Biafra.
Somebody started it 21 years ago. You know, my brother, go and give your IPOB member that advice, okay? Because they are here on the platform talking trash. They are the one calling on the phone talking trash. You go and advise them. Goodbye. So, and this is what we are saying. Our people are so dishonest. They want to come out and ask your people, like my sister said, how many times have we been on your platform talking trash? Your brothers and sisters on our platform talking trash, and you want to come and advise me from a place of your ignorance? Exactly. You don't get to do that.
Exactly.
Do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are here doing
by the way,
thing.
Somebody started this in 21 years ago, not because they weren't screaming on the radio, does not mean that work was not being done. So don't
but even Ojukwu that used his father's money to go to war, he was that passionate that he used his father's wealth 50 years ago to go to war, trying to free his people. He was just 30-something years. And somebody is saying, when this person came out, where were you? No, you mean when he came to disrupt what people are doing. Because he was hired to cause confusion. All the noise you're hearing is confusion and distraction, distracting our people from the main submarine. The main work going on, the one that does not need noise. Because to bring down a nation, you don't need noise. Noise is from where to where now? It's intelligence. That's what you do. So he was hired to come and make noise. No empty vessel makes the loudest noise. So he came with a lot of noise. So what you're hearing, my brothers and sisters, is noise. Photoshopping, lies, propaganda, nothing is real. Go and investigate yourself. We have done our own work. You go and do your own.
All right, sister. Round up. We're almost closing down. It's 11:30. Go ahead.
Thank you so very much. I'll be very quick. So the thing is this. Let's not forget that there's this saying that says empty vessel makes the most noise. Okay? So all this blah 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 blah, they don't even know where it all started. Okay? So let's just not worry about them. But I will encourage you guys to continue to educate them. If they can't take the heat, they can just do what? Lock themselves or stay there. But to call and and talk trash, just cut them out. Okay? So thank you, my sisters. God bless.
Thank you. It's just like when I was a Democrat, you guys start listening to the Republicans' broadcast, and then you try to call and start telling them, my dear, you're asking for trouble. So you stay in your lane. We are asking for people, like my sister started this show by making a disclaimer, people that are still with their senses, their four senses. Continue dancing. We've said this enough. Stay in your lane, dance, clap, shout, whatever you need, you're doing. Do not go in another person's lane. Neither should you steal the credit of your brother. Neither should you, Neither should you go back on your words when you're telling us the Nigerian government is a criminal now. They're giving you credit, you're accepting it. Contradictory. It does not make sense. We are trying to put things in perspective for our people because it's a lot of information out there. Americans will say it's information overload. For people to start making sense of all the noise they are hearing around them because it's too many noises. For them to start making sense. And if it's not for you, if you feel like you like the swishing sound of the noise in your ears, fine. Stay in there and listen to it. Don't be upset that we're trying to wake some people up. We need to wake our people up so we can go home. We need to wake them up so you don't get to stop us. Continue to wake your own group on and dance and shout on that side. But what we are doing here, because the same you guys that are saying you're bringing division, you guys will go to see where things are done right and scatter it. You guys will be asked questions to do things the right way and you will destroy it. Because you have a radio to be screaming on the radio and the other people don't have the radio to be saying all the things that you're doing in the background. You want to come out as the chief person to judge other people from a place of ignorance. You don't get to do that. We are waking up our people so that they can know that it's work that is being done, or they can begin the work, or they can ask their brothers and sisters where they have stopped and join from there. We don't want any more lies. We need clarity. If you can't handle, like my sister said, you can't get, what is it called? If you can't handle the heat, you get out of the kitchen. It's simple. It's simple. Yeah, you guys call people names all the time, Nigerian government name all the time. You think that we are even selling the truth and people still cannot handle it. But guess what? You're out of luck. Your luck has run out. You are going to hear the truth. Simple. If you can't handle it, log out. I didn't call you. I didn't ask you to stop today and listen. I didn't listen to you before. I saw you before now. I didn't ask you to do that. I didn't ask you to. So don't try to advise anyone from a place of ignorance. If you are going to advise me, go and investigate what I'm talking about and then come and talk to me. It's just that simple. It's not complicated at all. Okay. This is the last call, sisters. I have to go. Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, I was the first person that called before. I was the first person that calling again. That is not how you approach some.
Uh-oh. Hello? Hello? Okay. His line calls out. All right, sisters. We have to go. It's 11:30 almost. So, sisters, your final statement before we go.
Yeah, I would like to encourage our people to be calm. We are almost there. We have actually seen the light at the end of the tunnel. We're actually at the end of the tunnel. So we are almost there. We are hoping on the constitutional force majeure to take place soon, and people will realize the truth. And we are hoping that, as you rightly said, you cannot give credit to somebody else. We read all of LNC's articles and papers, and we acknowledge them, for what they have done. So for those that keep stealing other people's work and taking it as their own, karma would come. Karma is a bitch. It's gonna come and it's gonna hang you. And for those that believe that Shehu Garuba Shehu is saying, because I was online, was it 2 days ago, and somebody was saying the Tony Nadi pay US $85,000 for whatever. I'm like, duh. Tony Nadi doesn't have to do that. Because Nnamdi was trying to justify where all the money has been going to. He's been trying to justify where the monies have been going to. He's been trying to justify it over and over. So he's now claiming that Shehu Garuba is his auditor. Shehu Garuba is his accountant. Shehu Garuba is the one that is now telling him that he gave money to Mike Pompeo. And he has forgotten that if Mike Pompeo hears this, he's going to freakingly come after you. Because in America, you can go to jail because of $1. You can go to jail.
Trump's campaign manager went to jail after he won as a president. He still went to jail. His campaign manager.
So you can go to jail because of any little discrepancies. You can go to jail. So I'm sure that very soon, if Mike Pompeo sees that article, he's going to start coming after Nnamdi. When did you give me 85,000? When me and you meet? Now for which junction we meet? Me and you. Because he wants to save himself in order not to go to jail. So all of you putting trash out there in order to sideline, in order to hinder our progress, you have failed because we are moving on. So if you are like, give it to IPOB, in all that I know, IPOB does not do shit. That hasn't done anything. Sorry for my language. IPOB hasn't done anything. And he's not ready to do anything. All he's doing is photoshopping. Today he's talking about Aisha Buhari. He's talking about Oshibanja is dead. How can you be wishing Oshibanja dead? That Buhari is dead. Jubri, today we'll talk about, he has forgotten mentioning Jubri now. He now mentions Buhari. But he didn't know that Buhari is dead long time ago. That it is Jubri that is in Aso Rock. But we no longer hear Jubri. What we hear now here is Buhari. Oh my God, this guy needs some. What are you going to prescribe for him? I'll give him the medication free. He needs to start taking some Adderall.
Evaluation.
Only this. I'll put it all those things that is giving me ideas to have that grandiosity. He needs to start taking it because it is driving all our people to the left.
Yeah.
It's driving them to Yaba left. So he needs to start, taking his medication. Because one moment you cannot tell us that Abba Kyari, okay, you talk about Abba Kyari is dead now. Now you are talking about Aisha Buhari and her boyfriend. Duh. What has Aisha Buhari and her boyfriend got to do with the Biafra that you are looking for?
Wait a minute, Sister Augusta. Did the American that's supposed to give us a DNA? Did you see him?
We didn't see America. Oh, he told us America is going to come and do DNA on Buhari's nose. And for Canada, I was trying to look which American forensic analysis will come and do the. This guy has been bamboozling us for years. one, I was skeptical all along because I was like, I kept telling myself something is not right. But I saw the caliber of people following him. I was like, okay, we all can be wrong, we all can be wrong. So I knew something was not right because you cannot bring telling us that Buhari's palm is up, is down. Can you see the other one down and up? Putting confusion in people's head. And our people are believing, hey, Jubril is dead. Jubril is dead. He hasn't been talking about Jubril lately. He has been calling Buhari. So that's to tell you that confusion has broken bone. This guy does not have what it takes to give us a nation. And if he ever has, he's going to turn it to a tyrannical nation. And we don't want that. So do not stop giving him accolade for one thing he hasn't done. All he has done is we will be complaining that Christians brought Jesus. He has brought Elohim to cage you all. You have to go. So I'm them. When he talks like that, and we get emotional, we get moved. Let us stop getting emotional. Investigate. Our men, go and read. If you're not, don't call your 2-year-old. Your 2-year-old can read all these documents and explain it to you. I'm not kidding. Go and read and understand what is going on so that you stop wasting your time. Thank you, my people.
Thank you, Sister Ekwe.
Thank you, listeners. Thank you, viewers. We appreciate your time, and we know that you are intelligent. Unlike somebody that says that you're very stupid and all that. It's just that you're very emotional. Somebody can use religion and brainwash you, and you get emotional and stop thinking. So we know that by the grace of God from today, you will begin to think. Even when you are in the other camp, you ask them questions that will help you get to your conclusion. And then you know that, like my sister said, you have been bamboozled for 7 years. It does not stop work being done. The work is going on. But it's just that they are using your distraction to disturb the work that is being going on. LSA is working with our partners within, inside, and outside at the international level. And the day our nation will be declared, we will come in majestically. We will not be smuggled into the back door. We walk in with shoulders high, and we'll be welcomed into community of nations. That's what we want.
Amen.
And they also have a scheme to protect our properties. For those that are living in the north, because we know our people have houses in Abuja, almost 85% of what you have in Abuja belongs to our people. Lagos, Kano, so many places. There's a scheme as part of the package that will make sure that those things are protected. So that's why we're telling our people, do not just become a casualty of, what's like, when fraudsters are acting.
It's called online pimping.
Online people, like my sister said. So don't be a casualty. Use your brain. God has given you enough brain. It's enough. You are enough. My sister will say you are enough. We just want you to go to websites like LNC website is open. Go to Tony Nadi's, even just Tony Nadi's Facebook. Go there. His posts, since the time he has been working, he has been giving us feedback. It's just that somebody has been making noise, not like making noise and distracting you from where the main thing is. And this same guy has been blackmailing our people, lying against them, calling them names. And because he has been an MC, he's holding microphone. So anything he says, you will believe. We are telling you that he's a crisis actor. He was brought in to destroy us. So please stop giving him the opportunity that is making him to destroy us, our people, our collective interest. So let's do the right thing. Thank you very much. See you next week by the grace of God.
God's will, and of course. And we will not stop the show by saying again, we are the mothers of the land. We are making sure we will stand behind you. We will stand behind you. Not you have our people at heart. We can tell. That's what we are here for. So don't get it twisted. We're not emotional about it. If you're doing your good work, you don't want it to be known, that's fine. If you are and you want it to be known, bring it out. We can help share with our people. The point of the matter is that we want our freedom. We don't want distraction. We don't want things that will keep us. I got forward. Somebody they put your back. I got 2 steps. Somebody put your back 10 steps. We are looking together, because any day we don't get this self-determination that we are looking for, it's another day for our young boys to go without wives. It's another day for them to go without job. It's another day for them to even leave the land and start seeking for distance somewhere else. It's another day for our little ones and brothers to be killed unnecessarily. It's another day for them to be raped. And we're telling you, we do not have time. We are not being emotional about it. We are being factual about it. Again, we have retained the lawyer, because before we even started this broadcast, way back last year, we were getting a lot of grievances, complaints that we wanted to be addressed, and still the power that be refused to address it. Our people have been terrorized for so many years now. And in the name of freedom, they are trying to say, oh, let me not say. It's like somebody with a bad husband. You say, oh, the father of my children, let me not say anything, please. The man is here selling body parts. Instead of you to call for, no, he's my husband, please let me know. Oh, no. You don't get to do that. So we have our lawyer. Send us your information. Don't just post it online. Forward it to our email. Forward it to our WhatsApp. We will take care of it. We need the evidence, because if this continues, those group of people doing this will be declared. This one will be based on the evidence that we are going to present to them, because it's not just random terrorism. Buhari put out on the air, he say, this group of people are terrorists. No, you are the one terrorizing them. Besides, you don't have any evidence. This one is going to be evidence-based terrorism. Just like in the Taliban came, pretending to be bringing freedom for people, and they are killing their people, we know where they ended up. So send us your videos, send us your pictures. They must stop this madness. Offer us a superior argument. Show us your strategy if you want us to follow you. Do not go and hurt our people because they don't want to follow you. It does not work that way. We are no longer going to tolerate that, and we are serious about it. Thank God, before we are using our money for something we couldn't account for, I'd rather give it to this lawyer for her to do this job. So thank you for joining us. Again, we just want the truth. We want freedom for our people to be done in a rightful manner, period. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.